Welcome back to a brand new tier list. Today we have All's Yellow, which dropped last week from Cole Bennett and Lyrical Lemonade and his whole crew that spent a long time putting this project together. We've done the reaction, we've done the review. Now that we've sat with this album and listened to it for almost a week, heard all of the features, like, comment, subscribe before we get into things. Let's start with track 1, Fly Away, which this first track was quite exciting because you have Ski Mask and JID, which that just makes sense. That's just really cool. Check West on there as well. His chorus actually grew on me. I just love the buildup of this thing kind of being the intro to the project. I'm gonna put this at a solid A tier. Ski Mask, I think, was my favorite on this song. And yo, Stokely, my brother, if you are listening to this, drop the album, bro. I need this album more than like a 9-to-5 worker needs caffeine. I thought the beat was cool, how he kind of just let him rap and it wasn't anything too crazy. I mean, there were some violins and strings in there in the background making it real epic. It sounded like a Christopher Nolan movie to me. Guitar in My Room, one of the older singles. I like melodic Dirk. It reminded me of like The Voice. That album's probably my favorite from him. I think I like rapping Dirk even more. You gotta give it to Cudi. His 40-year-old ass actually had a good feature. It gets better as it goes on. One of those ones we didn't expect that actually turned out pretty good in my opinion. Still to this day with the album, it was actually sounding, even better on the project. I'm trying to be more tough on my tier list. I'm gonna put it in B for now. I might make changes later, by the way, but let's move on to Say Your Grace. This has to be one of the most fun songs on the project. Chief Keef's feature is amazing. His ad-libs, I love the oh my god, that's my favorite one. Of course, you got the bangs in there and whatnot. Yachty's auto-tune was sounding really crisp, and those 808s just thumping in the middle of the song were super cool. I'm gonna put it at an A tier. Again, I might actually move that one up. Definitely an S tier is This My Life. And no, I'm not meat writing right away. I just wanted to say that Tekka and Leroy are an amazing duo. We need a collab tape from them. I just tweeted that out the other day. Even just like a little EP would be fire. I just think seeing these names together was exactly what we expected on this project. I think the nice little piano that the song had on it was perfect, and it matched their lyrics of this is my life, this is where I'm at, this is kind of my status and whatnot, and they all kind of fit the same vibe, except for Sky's definitely had more of a chill approach on the song compared to the rest. I think that Sky's verse actually grows on you with time and actually gets better as it goes on. Leroy had a lot more going on with his flows and whatnot. I kind of wish Leroy's first few lines was like a bridge in the song and almost popped back in. He did so good. Of course, Tech on the chorus killed it. First Night was definitely one of the crazier experiences. I mean, how are you supposed to expect a Juicy J like club banger type of song? You just don't. I'm gonna throw it in for A tier right now because the way it started with Tizo with the piano was so awesome, and actually that's one of the better features as well. That was a perfect intro to the song. The entire middle of it, Denzel, Juicy J, and Cochise, who was a huge standout, had the best verse on this song, minus Tizo. At least rapping wise, had the best verse. Like, he went off. He didn't do like a normal baby voice and whatnot. Pretty lengthy verse. I need him to do this on a full project. Like, he was so underrated in the feature game. Lil B, to me, kind of like pulled the song out and was more of like a narrator at the end. It almost sounded like the song was being hosted on a radio station. And even though First Night isn't like my go-to sound, I'm actually gonna move it up to S because I have been playing this one a lot actually. And those last few songs are like the best part of the project in my opinion when it comes to certain track runs. But don't sleep on Special. I think that Lotto actually did her thing over the vocal sample and whatnot. Just kind of rapping was actually really cool to hear because you got Nicki and Megan yapping with diss tracks and blah blah blah. But you gotta give credit to Lotto. In her bag, Amine fit perfectly. Sway Lee, I almost expected him to go even crazier, but he fit the song. I think Special didn't overstay its welcome. It's just over 2 minutes. I feel like people are disrespecting that song. I'm gonna throw it just in A tier. With the Fish, another one that I like because it didn't really go over like 2 minutes and everyone did their job. I feel like Snot was like an essential, character to have in this Lyrical Lemonade world and for this project. This chorus really caught on. I don't think I've played it as much as the ones up in S and A, so it's a nice B tier. But another song that grew on me a ton. I really haven't heard much Six Dogs. Posthumous feature on here kind of sounded like Young Lean to me. You already know the next one is Doomsday. It is an automatic S tier. Juice, Corday, Eminem beat, back and forth. I wish it was actually longer. This song is perfect. That's one of the best songs that came out last year. I feel like I didn't appreciate it. I feel like I should have been listening to this more last year. But either way, this was a collaboration I always wanted between two of my favorite artists, favorite rappers. It's an automatic S tier. I've talked about the song a million times. It's amazing. But then we got Doomsday Part 2. Yes, we did get a good Eminem song, a solid Eminem song in 2024. People want to say he's too old, he's washed, he's whatnot. He's had some bad songs in recent years. He's also had some good ones. ones. I think this was one of the good ones. I don't know why Coyle Ray caught a crazy stray for no reason, but that I'm back with Cole Bennett, and I've been at the level that J. Cole Bennett was really cool. It was almost like a Role Model Part 2, you know, they just kind of used the same, you know, guitar loop in there, kind of just reflipped the song. It made sense to have Doomsday 1 and 2. That was actually well done in my opinion. Next up is Fallout, another automatic S tier. This was like a perfect pop single to release. The replay value on this one is absolutely nuts. Does this have the best replay value? Maybe This My Life does. Gus Dapperton, masterclass. Had no clue who this cat was before I listened to the song. Joey Badass, I actually think really fit his verse well. He stepped up to the plate. Another guy I haven't heard in a while. This is the better of the Yachty verses in my opinion. Starts off slow, yes. He raps his ass off. By the end of it, it gets better as it goes on. Equilibrium. This was the Babytron and G Herbo song. I was actually excited to see these two come together on a track. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna move this up to A because it's also grown on me. I love to hear G Herbo on there as well with Babytron's crazy one-liners he's always gonna have. And if I do that, I have to put Doomsday up there as well because I've actually played that song a decent amount, and Eminem's kind of the GOAT. That was kind of a flex to get him on the project. But back to Babytron, this dude, like, I turned the TV on, I'm high as hell, I let it watch me, was hilarious. What area am I from? Bitch, 51. Dude, he was kind of the GOAT over a little vocal sample. I'm fine with putting that in A. I'm just not trying to make my tier list too biased, but like, this is a great project. Hello There is not a bad song by any means. I'm putting it at C tier. I think if it was just Corbin and Tracy covering that Blink 182 song, I think it would have been up a tier. The only problem I have with it is it kind of drags on with the Black Cray feature at the end. I think that was really the only flat out miss of features on this project. The rest of them did their job. I would have cut that part right there, but this was another one that maybe didn't even have to release as a single. Maybe it would have been better if I just heard it for the first time because it did have a cool atmosphere built up into it. I don't think it's a terrible song. I think it's one that I will strictly kind of only play with the album though. Here's the most underrated song on the project. If I put Hummingbird up at S tier, that means I have to move Say It Grace low key, which I said it was the most fun song on the project. Yo. Oh, yeah, that's what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna do. Hummingbird, though, let me get to that. Umi? Oh my goodness, she's way better than Taylor Swift, first of all. Fuck the Chiefs, fuck Taylor Swift in the Super Bowl, by the way. Hummingbird is amazing. I don't even listen to Saw Baby either, but he kind of did his thing, too. It was kind of unique, but this whole collab was more of an alternative approach on the track list. You get Tizo at the end, who had like a way different flow than everyone else, so it was kind of weird, but Tizo in general is just weird. He just had like a short outro and I was actually fine with it. I think Umi actually had like the most underrated feature on the entire project. She is beautiful. She has an EP I think recently I've been checking out. Then lastly, I have to put the Jack Harlow Dave one, Stop Giving Me Advice, up in S tier. There's a lot of replay value in these songs. This was another great single. Jack Harlow did his thing. Let the man rap. He is so overhated. I've said this so many times. Dave was like the cherry on top. I mean, this dude literally said, "You ever fucked a supermodel and it sounds like skeletons dancing?" And then the beat just kind of, you know, looped and whatnot. It went on for like 4 minutes. Super chill song. It was perfect. I'm liking where my tier list is at right here. Overall, now that we've sat with All Is Yellow for a little while now, I can safely say Cole Bennett cooked and he went 13.5 for 15 on this track list. We got incredible collabs. We got great features. On a project like this, the features have to come through. And like I said, damn near all of them did their job. So this project actually turned out really good. Also, I feel like this album is going to live on. We're going to remember it, and our opinions might change because we only have 7 out of the 14 music videos. We only have half the music videos right now. I think this is a project that I'm gonna remember by the end of the year, making my album of the year list. I know it's only January. Other than that, thank you guys for watching all the way to the end of the video. Comment down below your guys' favorite songs from the project. Also, the tier list will be in the description. I want you guys to start sending me your guys' tier list or do it in the comments as well. It's perfectly fine. I have a Twitter, Instagram. Go check me out there. More videos soon. Peace.